Hi, I'm Diane Marie Collins, and I am visiting with Ed Copley. We're going to talk about a really special project. Hi, welcome.
Oh, thank you, Diane. Thank you.
I want to talk about how this project began. First of all, let's do a little background.
Okay.
Your last name is Copley.
Correct.
You've been painting since you were a child.
Right.
And your grandmother told you a story.
Yeah, she told me, I think I was 8 or 9 years old at the time, and all I loved to do was draw and sketch. And she says, that's great. She says, do you realize your great-great-great-grandfather was also a painter here in the country? I said, no, I didn't know that. So she told me a little bit about John Singleton Copley.
John Singleton Copley.
Right, that was the artist. He
Three
was
greats.
3 greats, and he's noted as the first American painter.
Wow.
He did a lot of the portraits of the Boston Tea Party, John Quincy Adams, Paul Revere, and some of those people.
How?
He was quite famous here in this country, and then he went to Europe, and he was quite famous over there also.
Wow. And your birthday and his?
From what I've studied and read so far, they're saying he was born July 3rd or 4th.
Okay.
I don't know if records got lost over time or what, because when you do historical researches, sometimes you'll get back to a certain point, say a courthouse burnt down, or the doctor didn't get over and record it on that particular day, or he waited a couple days before he got over there. So that's why I'm basing it like 3rd or 4th, because I have seen different dates in different books. Well, I'm born on the 4th.
The 4th of July.
And we're like 204 years apart.
That's amazing.
Kind of strange, you know.
Now, this is Mrs. Gage, and she is at the Timken Museum in San Diego. The
Right.
original is.
The original is there at the
And
Balboa
tell me
Park.
about how this project came about.
One of my clients came in one day and said, hey, I seen a piece of your great-grandfather's. And I said, oh, really? And so he brought me the little pamphlet with Mrs. Gage painting on the cover of the pamphlet. So I made a trip over to take a look at it, because I always want to see his work. If I'm in a certain city, I'll go to the museum and see if they have one of his pieces.
Right.
And I know they have a large collection at the National Gallery in D.C. And so I went over and looked at it, and I enjoyed it, and I got to thinking, you know, I'd like to copy that piece, but at a smaller size. The original is 50 by 40 inches.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Which is pretty large. So I went over and I made a copy of the painting, and I took it with me. I don't have it here, but I made notes all around the painting as far as skin tones, colors, the satin on the dress and everything, so that when I get ready to do mine, I can get as accurate as possible. And I spoke to a couple people over at the Timken when I was there, and they said, sure, you can bring your easel in and set up. We've done that in the past. And I said, this will be great. So what I want to do is carry it to a point to where I'm almost finished, and then when I take it into the museum and set it up, I'm into my final stages where I'm doing the glazings and tintings to where I can balance and everything and get it more accurate to the original.
To the original.
And I made mine a 40 by 32 because that would be the proper scale coming down. And when I do my layouts, I can show you here, I do a grid.
I can see that.
Okay, and
I'm not
once
sure
I
the
do my
camera
grid,
can,
then I
but-
proportion it up. I do like a 1-inch square. And this proportion worked out. 1 inch here is 4 inches
It
over
looks like
here.
graph paper's been laid
Right.
over the painting.
And this
yeah.
goes clear back to the Egyptians. They gridded everything off. That's how they did their artwork on walls and so forth. And that's how they were trained from the master back then. So it still works today. I enjoy it a lot better than people using projectors or cameras and things like that, because it distorts. This way it's more accurate. So I figured I would go that way. And I normally don't carry my sketches this far. Once I do my grid, I'll do just a quick outline, because I'm going to do a lot of the corrections with the brushes. But I figured since you're going to film this on camera today and everything, I would kind of fill it in, make it a little easier to view.
Now,
So-
when you talked about matching the colors and the glazes at the end, you don't walk down to the store and purchase colors. Tell me a little bit about your colors.
Well, I do it the old way. I mix up pigments and make my own mediums and kind of work like the old masters, because working in that manner, you can't go down and buy tube colors. The colors will not match what they did back then.
Correct.
Because they made most of their colors back then. So to get it the way I want it, that's how I work. So.
And this piece in the Timken, the reason why you liked it so much, isn't it their
Oh, this is their prize piece over there. I mean, they put it on every piece of advertisement. If you walk up to the museum, you'll see a large banner on the side of the wall there with this
Mrs.
painting.
Cage.
Mrs. Cage on it,
Yes,
right.
it is of their entire permanent collection. This is their star piece.
That's their star piece,
And
yes,
that's
which is exciting. Very
It is
exciting.
exciting.
Right,
It
right,
is exciting.
right.
And the fact that your great-great-great-grandfather
Right.
painted it,
Right.
and now you're going to do a replica of that.
Well, I figured it took me quite a few years to get to the point where I'd want to attempt to copy one of his pieces, okay? And now I feel I'm ready.
Well,
So,
seeing your other pieces and just the
Yeah.
beginning of this, it's an exciting project. What is the target date for this?
I hope to have this completed in a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
just amazing.
And I'll take shots along the way, like in between the progress of the
We
piece.
definitely want to
Okay.
document
Okay,
this.
good.
Definitely.
All right.
Well, thank you for
Well,
sharing
thank
that
you,
with
DM.
us
It's
today.
been a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And we'll be back.
Okay.